Hello, my wonderful friend. Today's video is on how to attract women. 7 behaviors that are irresistible to women. If you are looking for a happy, lifelong relationship, the kind of relationship where you're like married to your best friend and you're in love forever, then these are the traits you need to make sure you have. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know something you can expect from me is real skills that actually work. I'm talking about science-based skills. So if you are looking for that lifelong relationship, if you're looking for the absolute love of your life, make sure you watch to the end. Before we dive in, if you haven't seen any of my videos before, welcome. My name is Melannie. I'm a Christian dating coach for men, and I teach you how to stop wasting your time and your energy and your money on bad relationships and dead-end relationships by instead learning the skills you need to get the girl of your dreams. Sounds amazing, right? So make sure you subscribe, ring the notification bell, and give me a big thumbs up. Now, as I mentioned, everything I teach on my channel is about how to have that happy, lifelong relationship. So some of these things I'm about to share with you may honestly surprise you, like a lot. And that's because most people don't talk about these traits because most people are teaching you how to have like an overnight fling, okay? They're not teaching you how to have a healthy, happy, crazy in love relationship. So honestly, I think these traits are going to surprise and comfort you a lot. With that, let's dive in with our first tip on how to attract women. She wants a real man. Now, what I mean by this is she wants a man who's real, who's like human. Society tries to tell both men and women that we should be perfect, right? We should be plastic and fake and supermodels, really. But at the end of the day, none of us are actually like that, including the supermodels. Trust me, I've done a little bit of modeling and I can tell you guys, yeah, it's not remotely real. So at the end of the day, a real woman, a woman who's not toxic, she is very aware of her imperfections. And so what she wants is someone who's not perfect either. She wants somebody who can laugh at himself and who she can laugh at herself with, and someone who's realistic. Yes, she wants you to always be improving. She wants you to have a growth mindset. She wants you to be trying to be the best person you can be, but ultimately, she's just looking for someone who's very human. Now, my second tip on how to attract women is realize that she wants someone who is assertive. Now, here's why. When you are assertive, you know how to set appropriate and respectful boundaries. This lets people know that you have respect for yourself, and frankly, it makes people feel more safe when they are around you. A lot of people don't feel that way. They feel like setting boundaries is unkind in some way, but in reality, when you do it the right way, it makes people feel safe with you. When we aren't assertive and when we don't set appropriate boundaries, we tend to let like the tension and the frustration build up, and then it's a lot easier to just like snap at someone and be a little bit unkind, where if instead you just set boundaries, you don't have to worry about that. Also, if you're not setting boundaries, if you're not being assertive, it's really hard for her to respect you. It's really, really hard to respect someone who doesn't respect themselves enough to set boundaries. As a matter of fact, if you're watching this right now, and if you feel like one of the nice guys who never gets the girl, I get comments about this all the time. Well, nice guys don't get the girl, or good guys don't get the girl. Actually, guys who are not assertive don't get the girl. Has nothing to do with being nice or kind or anything like that. Being assertive and knowing how to set appropriate boundaries is a game changer. Make sure you watch this video to learn more about that. There is a link in the description below if you haven't seen it yet. The third thing you need to know about how to attract women is that women want a mature man. Pay very close attention to what I'm about to tell you. Are you with me? This one mistake keeps so many amazing men single. This may be the biggest thing that keeps really good guys single. Are you with me? What worked in high school to get the girl is not going to work as an adult. So many amazing guys, they learned how to text girls and talk to girls and ask girls out and act on dates and all of these things from high school, either by doing it in high school or by watching their peers in high school. That will not work if you are trying to attract a mature woman. It just won't work. She has grown up and she is looking for a man, and she does not want to see you as a schoolboy. She doesn't want to feel like she felt when she was hanging out with the boys in high school. She wants to see you as a man. So if you want her to see you as marriage material and as a man, it's very, very important that you learn the right dating and relationship skills. That right there is the game changer. That is how you make sure you get the kind of woman you really want instead of a toxic woman or a needy woman or a drama queen. Now, I have had a lot of you asking me lately, okay, Melannie, you keep telling us we need dating and relationship skills. How do we get those skills? Guys, this is what I created my program, How to Get a Girlfriend, to teach you, to walk you step by step through how to have all the dating and relationship skills you need to start attracting the type of women you're wanting so that you can create that crazy, happy, lifelong relationship. So if you have ever watched any of my videos and wondered, okay, how do I do that? Guys, I try to pack as much information as I can on my YouTube videos. I go to great lengths to make sure I am over delivering for you guys like crazy, but there's no way I can add it all in a YouTube video or even several YouTube videos. There's no humanly possible way. So that's why I created my program, so you could have that place to go and get those skills. It really is like sitting down for one-on-one coaching with me. So everything I teach across my channel, I dive deep and walk you step by step through specific action steps so you know how to have those dating and relationship skills so you can get them easy and you can get them fast. I have literally made it as easy as is humanly possible for you. So to learn more about that program, to learn more about my framework and why it works and why it's so effective and see how it has worked for others, make sure you watch my free masterclass. There's a link in the description below and a link in the pinned comment. But some of you are like, okay, I've already watched your masterclass. Don't worry, go check your email. I have sent you an email with a special link where you can learn more about my program, and there may or may not be a special discount for you there. So make sure you check your inbox ASAP. Bottom line, if you want to know how to attract women, one of the biggest mistakes you need to avoid is using the same things you learned in high school or taking advice from people who learned these things in high school. That's why I became a certified coach, so I could serve you guys at the highest level. So again, if you haven't checked out that masterclass, there's a link in the description below. Now, my next tip on how to attract women may surprise you. That is that women really want someone who is compassionate and someone who is gentle. I know this is not what society's telling you, and I have so many men reach out to me and say, okay, but she's gonna see me as weak. Well, if she's a toxic woman, she might see you as weak. Make sure you watch this video to learn a little bit more about that and how to avoid it. There's a link in the description below. But honestly, guys, real women, the kind of woman you want to spend your life with, being compassionate and gentle is one of the most attractive and one of the most masculine things you can do. A real man, a masculine man, protects those weaker than himself, right? Ultimately, what women really want still is she wants that knight in shining armor. This is why the superhero industry is booming, guys. This is why it is so popular. Because at the end of the day, a superhero protects those who are weaker. But he's compassionate, he's gentle, he's good, he's kind. And he's never been more masculine in a woman's eyes than when he is doing those things. So it doesn't matter what society tries to make you think. That is what women want. She's imperfect. Like I've mentioned, she knows she's imperfect, and she wants someone who's going to be compassionate with her about that. Someone who she can trust, and someone who's going to be very, very gentle with her. If you have those traits, then you are someone she can see as a potential partner. Quick question before we get to our next tip. Are you enjoying this video on how to attract women? Would you like more videos on how to attract women? If you would, be sure to comment yes, guys. That seriously helps me so much. And if you have any questions about this, or if you have any suggestions for future videos, be sure to leave those in the comments as well. My next tip on how to attract women is to make sure that you are not a religious snob. As I mentioned, I am a Christian, and the truth is Christian women are looking for Christian men. They just are. They want someone who's on the same page, who has the same priorities, who feels the same way about God that they do. One of the main things I see keeps so many Christians single, both men and women, is that they kind of use religion as a way to be better than other people or to feel better. Religion is not about what you look like to other people or being better than other people. Religion is about your relationship with God, period. That's it. And a lot of people, without even realizing it, they come across as judgy or snotty or arrogant, all based around religion. So make sure you're being an awesome guy. If you have a close relationship with God, nothing you do will be more attractive to her. Okay? I'm being completely honest with you here. A man who loves God with his whole heart and soul is more attractive than I even have words to express to you. However, if you turn that into arrogance, she's done. She doesn't have time for someone who thinks he's really awesome because he can quote scriptures all day long. She cares about a man who knows Jesus and loves him. Be sure to also watch this video. I talk about this a little bit there as well. There is a link in the description below if you'd like to check it out. Our next tip is she wants someone who's physically attractive. Now, before you start leaving me hate comments, before you start freaking out, hear me out. Do you want a woman who's physically attractive? Of course you do, right? That's a silly question. And that's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with it. That's actually how God made us. He created us that way on purpose. And frankly, anybody who tells you that physical attraction is not important, that's actually a red flag of a toxic person. So be very careful about that. God created us to be attractive to each other and to be attracted to each other. With that being said, though, she doesn't want someone who's perfect. Society, again, tries to make us feel plastic and perfect. And like, unless you have abs and are like 6'7" and like super buff and have like tons of hair, that she's not gonna like you. None of that is true. There's nothing wrong with a six-pack. There's nothing wrong with being tall, and there's nothing wrong with a lot of hair. But at the end of the day, she's not perfect. She doesn't want you to be perfect. So here's the basics of physical attraction. Pay close attention. This is how God created it. Physical attraction comes down to what you eat, what you wear, and how you hold yourself. It's as simple as that. Honestly, that's it. If you want to be incredibly physically attractive, those are the 3 areas of focus that you need to have. If you would like to skyrocket your physical attraction, these are actually the principles I teach you in my program, How to Get a Girlfriend, that I just talked about. So not only are you going to learn the dating and relationship skills you need, but you're also going to learn how to skyrocket your physical attraction. And I make it so easy. So again, if you haven't yet watched my free masterclass, make sure you do it. It's going to help you so much. And if you've already watched the masterclass and you're thinking you'd like to learn more about that program, be sure to check your email at the bottom. You're gonna find a link to learn more about that. Bottom line, physical attraction is very important, but it does not mean perfection. And there are so many married men who have wives who are insanely in love with them, and they do not have six packs, okay? She doesn't want you to be perfect because it actually intimidates her, because she knows she's not perfect. Even if to you she looks perfect, she does not look perfect to herself. So she's not judging you that way. Instead, she wants someone who is actively trying to be attractive and someone who knows how to put in the right type of effort. Now, our next tip on how to be attractive to women is to be supportive. Again, if you're looking for that lifelong relationship, obviously she is too. And so she's asking herself, would I enjoy spending the rest of my life with this man? And if you're someone who's supportive, wow, that's a good feeling, right? She wants someone who supports her dreams, who helps her dream, who helps her feel like she can do anything. Supporting her is going to make her see you as a superhero. It's a trait that definitely attracts women. All right, let's recap real fast, shall we? If you're trying to figure out how to be attractive to women, it's important that you are a real man, meaning that you're human, you're real, you're authentic. You also need to make sure you are assertive and know how to set appropriate boundaries. Next, it's very important that you are mature, that you have dating and relationship skills that are mature instead of doing what worked in high school, because it's not going to work anymore. So again, to learn those solid dating and relationship skills, that's what I created my program to teach you. So make sure you click the link in the description below to watch my free masterclass and learn more. Next, she is looking for a man who is compassionate and gentle. That's what makes you a superhero in her eyes. And make sure that you are not a religious snob. Religion is about your relationship with God, not about feeling better than other people and judging them. Next, remember that physical attraction is important. It does not mean perfection, but it is something she is looking for. It's about effort, not perfection. And make sure that you are supportive. When a man supports her, she totally sees him as a superhero and as that knight in shining armor. Thank you so much for watching, my amazing friend. If you enjoyed what you saw, be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe and ring that notification bell. I want to hear from you in the comments. Did you enjoy this video? Do you want more videos on how to attract girls? If you do, be sure to comment yes, so I know to make that for you. Also, I want to hear which of these traits surprised you the most. Do you have a friend who would like to know how to attract women? If you do, be sure to share this with him. It's going to help him so much. If we're not yet friends on social media, we totally need to be, so check out the links for that in the description below as well. Thank you so much again, my amazing friend, and have an amazing day. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know that one thing that... All right, let's talk about how to attract women. Now, as I mentioned, these are traits women are looking for in a lifelong partner. It is very, very important to know. It's like my panic button. I don't know what to do. Okay. My third tip on how to attract women is... Oh yeah. I'm looking at my notes. Can you tell? My next trip? What?